Go Tide.
It's hard for me to say it right now, guys. So today's my second year. After 20 years of being satanic, that I'm starting to realize that today was the day where I used to do things and celebrate things that were ungodly, and it's really weighing heavy on my heart that I should tell you guys, because I feel like I'm kind of off. I'm okay, but like today used to be a day where it was very much to do with the devil for me. So for me, I'm just letting you guys know that it's a hard day for me. It's a hard day for me. So I might be kind of off, but I'm all right. I just going through it kind of. I should read it.
Yeah, you should read it.
Okay. Just 1 second. I have it ready. According to Christians' belief, Satan is a fallen angel and adversary of God and humanity. However, God's permission is the key factor in Satan's ability to affect people's lives. Satan operates under God's will. And Christians believe that God is the one who controls internal standing, not Satan. What that means to me is that without God right now, I wouldn't be standing in front of you guys. Without God, our world wouldn't be, actually our recovery, my recovery wouldn't be standable to stand here and talk to you guys willingly about my religion. And a lot of people think it's just Halloween, it's just Halloween. That's because they've doctored it up and made it seem like it's a fun thing, when actually, guys, it's actually a really deep situation in a lot of people's lives. So I just want you guys to know that today is a fun day, so have fun, but just remember that it takes a little crack, a little sliver, a little pinch, or a little doorway for him just to come right up inside of you, and you won't realize it. It'll feel so good. It'll feel so good inside, and it's not worth it. Right. It's worth it.
Thank you.
My word for today is grace. By the grace of God, we're here today, and by the grace of God, we can put blessings upon blessings upon blessings on people and ourselves. Grace. If you're in recovery, you no longer have a secret that can kill you. You now have a story that can save others. This is John 14:27. Peace I have leave you. Peace I have leave you. My peace I give you, and I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. That's John 14:27. And then another one.
I got one here.
No, I'm trying to do it with my head. Thank you.
Okay.
I can do all things through Jesus Christ, which strengthens me. That's Philippians 4:13. And then another one is, we all know this one, John 3:16. For God so loved the world, give his only begotten Son, whoever shall believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. It warms my heart whenever I see youngsters just come up there with the Bible verses that we've all grew up with, John 3:16. That's a great thing, right, guys? Yeah. I said, right, guys? Yeah. Okay, so some of you guys don't know me. Some of you guys do. You guys heard my story. Some of you haven't, so here we go. I grew up with a family here in Airport. I was born and raised in the streets, raised by bikers and hippies. My family sold hundreds of pounds of marijuana for the cartel. But when I turned about 13 years old, I got arrested for tagging. I didn't even do it. My buddy did it. I was around the corner dumpster diving. He was tagging. And I came home with Dickies on, a white beater, and a red rag in my back pocket. And and my dad opened the door with the biggest smile, and I knew that that wasn't the smile that I wanted to see. I got my ass whooped that day, and you know, I had it coming. I ended up going to a class called RAPP, Resistance Against Public Prosecution. They still got that going today. I had to pay $175, and that was like probably 3 or 4 months, five months of chores, straight hardcore every day. Long story straight though, my parents said, no, we're moving you to Columbia. So I went from airport to the mountains. And I was like, what did I do wrong? And, you know, so go from there. I was smoking pot heavily, but I was also like almost a straight A student every day in school. I kept my grades up. I was kind of like a stoner jock back then. I was very much involved in sports, but at the same time smoking pot and doing Kung Fu Sun Tzu until the age I was 18. So I'll fast forward a little bit there. I started doing meth when I turned 19. And I was selling pounds of pot from the age 13 on. I went from at age 19 and just started. I got a girl that hurt me and broke my heart down straight up. And then I had some friends ask me for some foil, and I said, no, I gave you no foil. No, you guys can just smoke some dope on that. I never did this stuff with me before. And I said, I want to do it. So I tried it. And then I found my newfound love for crystal methamphetamine. And I was already selling pounds to a lot of the guys and a lot of the dealers that sold a lot of dope and all that stuff. And I got showed their correct way of being normal in society and still doing drugs. They'd make sure I ate. They'd make me eat. They'd make me shower. They'd make me clean up every day before I just go and just get high and just sit there and, you know, get stupid. So all that goes by. So then I met my girlfriend, and we lived in the streets for about 8 years together. And we ended up having a kid, so I moved us out to the woods, way up higher in a place called Basin Creek at River Ranch. I knew the people that owned it very well, so they let me have a spot there. And I just had to do chores around the camp area to keep it all clean, to have my spot. So I had my pregnant wife out there with us. We were getting clean off of meth, and we were catching trout. And every morning I'd go catch a trout and all that stuff and bring it home. We had blackberries, and we had a bunch of case of top rum, and that was all we had. You know, and there was water and all that stuff there, and there was hot showers, so, you know, we had it kind of made for being homeless. But we got clean off drugs. Then we ran into some people we knew. They were been wondering where I've been, because I was selling pot to all of them, and they were like, where the hell have you been? Well, I've been here, getting clean. So then they give me a place to live at their house. Okay, so my girlfriend and I, we got like $800 a month cash, and I told her, look, we don't need all that money. We were used to living off of $140 of food stamps, just between both of us. So I told her to take all that money and put it up, and we'll only spend $200 of it. So we got an apartment. Fast forward 6 months, our daughter is born. I have a daughter. Her name's Patience Leanne Williams. She is 19 years old now. We do not know each other. And this is why. I went to work one day and came home and found my wife cheating with my best friend on my birthday. I slapped her, broke her nose, and I beat the hell out of my best friend to where his face was unrecognizable. And I went and turned myself into jail for doing so because I hit a woman. Had I would have known that I would never got the gratification I knew that I was embedded into, that don't hit women, and that you better tell on yourself if you do so or whatever, I would have never turned myself in, because I would have got caught anyways. And that's where my criminal thinking sets in, right, guys? Well, I turned back from that, turned myself in anyways, sat in that cell for about a month. Then I got a check for like $20,000 because I got in a major car accident like 6 months before this prior. I flew off a cliff out in Italian Bar Canyon. If you guys don't know that place, it's a long ways down. I flew off the third bend out where the whole canyon opens. I flew off like Dukes of Hazzard. Smashed my finger, lashed my back of my head, and was pronounced dead for a long time. Then I came out of that and drugged myself up. Anyways, I'm in jail. I get a $20,000 check. I tell my dad, I'll give you. He says it's gonna be $1,000 to get you out, dude. I'm not doing it. You learn your lesson, right? You're just gonna sit there and learn your lesson. I'm not gonna put money in your books for about 6 months, 7 months. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, Dad. I call him up one day. I'm like, dude, I will give you $2,000 on top of the 1,000 to get me out. So he bailed me out. I sat out for 2 weeks, and a buddy of mine comes by, picks me, and we smoke in a joint, and he says, well, I gotta get going. I'm like, where are you going? He's all, why? I'm all, where are you going? He's all, well, hello, I'm all, give me a ride. He's like, no. And I'm like, you're gonna give me a ride. So I got in his car, and he drove me. I went straight to my house, and I knew that my back door was unlocked because I told my wife all the time to lock that back door, and she never would. She would never make sure it was locked. You know, even all ergo the fact that I should be making sure the door was locked because I was drunk, I didn't care. I was drinking a lot of alcohol back then. I drank about a case of 211 and a bottle of rum every day. So fast forward from all that, I walked into the house. She's sitting there and she's like, what's going on? Why you're not supposed to be here? I'm like, I don't care. I love you. I miss you guys. I want my family. Let me see my daughter. Then I went to the fridge to get something to drink, and I see these beers in there. I was like, you don't drink these beers. We don't drink Coors. We drink 211. Well, come to find out, those were my best friend's beers, and he was on his way there. I left, and I heard a stereo, and I knew the stereo 1,000 miles away. And I walked into the house, and he was there, and I pulled him out. I knocked on the back door, and he came out, and I said, dude, all right, it's all good. And I turned my back, and when I did, he socked me in the back of my head. I thought I got slapped. But I turned around and said, he locked me out of my house, so I went around the front door, and I jumped in the air, and I was kicking that, bap, and I splintered the whole door. I shattered the whole door in half. And then, this is called a threshold, guys. This is the difference between breaking and entering. and a bunch of serious charges. I pulled him outside the door, and I beat him again to a pulp. I didn't turn myself in for that one that day until my mom called me. I beat him up, and then my neighbor pulled me off. I ran down the road, pulled me up off of him, and I ran, and I just laughed at him and I ran. Well, after that, I went to my buddy's house, and I was at his house, and I was hiding underneath his desk sleeping, you know, because I was scared. I was going to go back to jail. Well, my mom calls me, and they said, they revoked your bail, bud. You have to turn yourself in. And my dad's all, bud, you better do this now. And I'm like, oh. So I went and turned myself in for what I did. Fast forward, guys, I got sentenced to 3 years, 1 year in, 2 years out. I did my time in just jail. I did local prison time. Okay, so I got out, had my money. So we'll fast forward past that part. I had a bunch of money. I grew a bunch of pot out in Mountain Ranch. Fast forward past that. 3 years out on the road after doing that, I got tired of being out there and not seeing anybody. I was scared of women. I wouldn't talk to women at all for like 3 years. I just stayed out in the woods and grew pot and hunted animals. And one day I went to Sonora to graduate from domestic violence classes, and I met a chick. And I was back on the run again. Back on dope, back on everything. Went back to the streets. Her and I were hopping everywhere. So I went past all that. She had a kid. She was pregnant. I stayed with her. It was not my kid. I helped deliver that baby, which the baby was born Joella after my mom. Okay, so after that, 3 days later, after she had that kid, she left me. Said, fuck. So I went back harder into dope. At that time, I was starting to get backpacks and duffel bags full of dope and selling it. Between here, airport, and Sonora, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And speed forward past that to the age of 35. I got tired of being on the streets, going in and out of jail, in and out of jail, in and out of jail, just on misdemeanor charges. By the time they caught up with me and they gave me my last pinch where I settled down and got clean, I had over 20 charges of paraphernalia my files were about that thick, and the doctor, the judge was like, he's like, I don't want to do this. So Williams, what do you think? I said, dude, I have it coming. So he gave me 2 years in, 1 year out. Okay, so I did this 2 years solid. Got out, and then he said, well, you're gonna have to go to drug court. Okay, so at the time, I got out like 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, I had a house up in Miwok. I lived in Miwok. So if you guys don't know where Miwok is, you gotta walk from Miwok to Sonora, Miwok far. Okay, it's about 20 miles. About 17, 20 miles, just 20 miles. I would walk from that every single morning to probation to go pee in a cup. Rain, sleet, snow, didn't matter. And Miwok snow is about that tall. And I had a suit and tie on, and I was out there hitchhiking and going and getting it every morning to where I started getting the same people that see me walk every day would pick me up in a car. And I had that drive and that determination like I had for my hustle with my dope. I put it for my hustle, for my clean, and my sobriety. Then I got to where after a year of that, I started helping with a program called Healthy. And I was the word of the homeless. So that they got me to where I was talking to the board of the city council of Sonora to become the word for the homeless and let them know, because I'm that one guy that knew where everybody lived and would go where everybody lived. And in the woods up there, people live in weird places because it's the woods. And some places are known to be scary. They didn't scare me. The only thing I was ever scared of was 2 minutes. The only thing I was ever scared of was a mountain lion. So fast forward past that guy, I met another girl, got dirty again for 6 months, lost my house. Then they give me jailed again for 6 months, and then I told them, well, give me rehab. You guys never give me rehab. Then I came down here to Modesto Valley Commission, and I did 9 months there. And then I was only supposed to do 6 months. I did 9 months. I got kicked out of there for being in a relationship. And then I came and talked to Mike. Mike said, I got you, bud. So I know you don't have much, but I'm gonna work with you. I got you, bud. Don't, you're good. And I came back the next day, and I've been here with you guys for 9 months now. And I got back my strength. I feel like a man again. I feel like I can be a normal citizen in society. Good morning on my sobriety thing, and it's called the Pink Cloud. People in every recovery experience something called the Pink Cloud. Despite the fact of life, reconstruction project to epic proportions, we suddenly find ourselves feeling mildly erotic. While this state is temporary, it feels like heaven on earth compared to the alternative. The Pink Cloud is similar to the life raft passengers of a sinking ship, bored moments before it slips under the surface of the icy waters. Compared to the dying vessel and certain death, the life raft seems like an incomparable, there it is. Incomparable blessing, even paradise. However, after drifting aimlessly in the raft with no tropical islands, spotted planes, or rescue ships in sight, the raft begins to lose its charm, and a steadily increasing disenchantment exasperated by dehydration, circling sharks, lurking pirates, and occasional rogue wave. What intentionally seems like a paradise is slowly transforms into a aching into hell on the high seas. Luckily, the phrase is temporary too. Attending meetings, working the 12 steps, and the sponsors will eventually reveal a tropical island on the horizon of our recovery that lifts sagging spirits and gives a dwelling hope a new life. And what that means to me is that we all have this epic moment in our recovery where we see everything's all high and like it's everything's great and graced and we feel blessed. But meanwhile, there's lurking stuff all around us that's going to just change that one day, that 1 second, that one moment. And that's what we got to look out for, that pink cloud, because that pink cloud will just cover you like a fog in San Francisco. So that's what it means to me.